Good morning, children. How are you? Hope all of you are safe at home. Myself, I am Asha. Do you remember me? Today, I am here with a new chapter. That is our fourth chapter. Which is our fourth chapter? Do you know the name of our fourth chapter? Yes, it is modes of transport. It is modes of transport. Shall we begin the class? Yes. Can you see this picture? Who are they, children? They are early human beings. Do you know, children? These human beings walked from one place to another on foot in search of food, water and shelter. Why did they walk from one place to another on foot? Do you know why? Because they did not found any vehicles on that time. They don't know how to use vehicles. So they want to walk from one place to another on foot. Slowly, they began to tame animals. And they realized that some animals can be used for traveling long distances. So they began to use animals for traveling long distances. After the invention of wheel, they began to make vehicles. So invention of vehicle made their life more easier. Is it clear? So do you know which was the first vehicle made by the early human beings? It is a sledge. What is it? It is a sledge. So it is a sledge made by early human beings. Slowly they learned to fix wheels on that sledge. So now it is very easy for them to carry loads from one place to another. Is it clear? Then they developed carts and they used different animals for pulling these carts. They used ox and horse for pulling the carts. Is it clear? After a period of time, early human beings developed different types of vehicles such as scooter, car, bus, train, ship, aeroplane, etc. So, transportation system is changed. Is it clear? So, it has changed as today. So, it took a lot of time for this transformation. Is it clear, children? So, today our topic is modes of transport. What is it? Modes of transport. What do you mean by transport? Transport means carrying people, animal and goods from one place to another by using different vehicles. Is it clear? So transport means carrying people, animals and goods from one place to another by using different types of vehicles. So today we are going to discuss the modes of transport. What is it? Modes of transport. There are mainly 3 modes of transport. How many modes of transport are there? 3 modes of transport. First is land transport. What is it? Land transport. Second one, water transport. Second one is water transport. And the third one, air transport. What is it? Air transport. Land transport, water transport and air transport. What do you mean by land transport? Carrying people, animals and goods from one location to another location on land. Land transportation means carrying people, animals and goods from one location to another location on land. Is it clear? So, the land transport is again divided into 2, which are roadways and railways. Which are they? Roadways and railways. Is it clear? Today we are going to discuss about the land transport. That means roadways and railways. Are you ready, children? Roadways. It is more convenient way of transport. It is more convenient way of transport. Why? Because we can lay roads in different kinds of regions such as So we can be laid different kinds of regions such as high mountains, deserts and plains. So we can lay different landform. We can lay roads in different landforms such as high mountains, deserts and plains. In the third chapter, we studied about different landforms, right? So roadways can be built in different kinds of regions such as mountains, deserts and plains. Got it? And our government collecting a small amount of money from us to build new roads and maintaining old roads. So, for maintaining new and old roads and building new roads, our government is collecting a small amount of money from us. That money is known as road tax. What is it? Road tax. Is it clear? So, I, you and all the Indian citizens must have to give road tax. Is it clear? So, road tax is for maintaining old roads and building new roads. Got it? So, can you see this picture? These are the pictures of roads which were built in different landforms. This is the road built on mountain, this is built in desert and this road is built in plains. Got it, children? Now, India has one of the largest network of roadways. India has one of the largest networks of roadways. Indian roadways have both Kacha roads and Pakka roads. By the way, what do you mean by Kacha roads and Pakka roads? What is Kacha road? Kacha roads are mud roads. What is it? Kacha roads are mud roads. Generally, we can find that type of roads in villages. So, Kacha roads are mud roads generally found in villages. Is it clear? So, Kacha roads are mud roads generally found in villages. Then, Pakka roads are tarred roads. Pakka roads are tarred roads. Is it clear? Pakka roads are tarred roads. So, Kacha roads are mud roads and Pakka roads are tarred roads. Unfortunately, after the rain, all our Pakka roads became Kacha roads. Right? So, now we are moving on to next topic, that is kinds of roads in India. Kinds of roads in India. There are mainly 4 kinds of roads. How many kinds of roads in India? 4 kinds of roads. They are national highways, state highways, district roads and village roads. First one, national highways, state highways, district roads and village roads. Is it clear? Now we will learn about national highways. National highways, what is the short form of national highway? We call it as NH. What is it? NH. National highway is also known as NH. It is the short form of national highway. NH is the short form of national highway. Is it clear? So, national highways are the roads which connects all the state capitals, big cities and ports. So national highways are the roads which connects all the state capitals. The state capital of Tamil Nadu is Chennai. State capital of Kerala is Trivandrum. So the national highway connects all state capitals and big cities like Mumbai, Chennai, Kolkata, Delhi, etc. and ports. Name any two ports we studied in our third chapter, that is Paradeep, Visakhapatnam, Kochi are examples for ports. So national highways connects all the state capitals, big cities and ports. Here you can see a map which shows the national highways in India. These are the national highways in India. All these national highways are represented by different colors. Is it clear? For identifying these national highways, our government given certain numbers for it. For example, NH1, NH2, NH47, etc. Is it clear? NH1, NH2, NH47, these are our national highways. We given numbers for that, for identifying them easily. Is it clear, children? Then, do you know which is the longest national highway in India? It is NH44. It is NH44. Is it clear? Which connects Kanyakumari and Srinagar. So, the NH44 extends from Kanyakumari to Srinagar. Srinagar is a place in Jammu Kashmir and Kanyakumari is a place in Tamil Nadu. So, it extends from Kanyakumari to Srinagar. This is the longest national highway in India. And this is an additional knowledge which is not mentioned in your textbook. For your information, I am telling this. Okay. Next is state highway. What is the short form of state highway? It is SH. What is it? SH. State highway. Short form of state highway is SH. The state highways link important places within a state. The state highways link important places within a state. It links the places within a state. So, which is our state? Yes, it is Kerala. So, this is the map of Kerala. Here you can see some red lines, right? These red lines represents the state highways of Kerala. What is it? State highways of Kerala. I'll give you one more example. Do you know the place Keshavadasapuram? There is a road which connects Keshavadasapuram and Angamali. Where is Angamali? Angamali is in Ernakulam. So, a road which connects the Keshavadasapuram to Angamali is known as MC Road. What is it? MC Road. MC Road is an example for state highway. What is it? State highway. Is it clear? So, short form of state highway is SH. Like national highway, we given certain numbers for state highways too, for identifying them easily. That is SH1, SH2, SH3 like that. Is it clear? So, state highways are the roads which links the places within the state. Is it clear? Can you see this picture? This is the picture of Kollam bypass. This is an example for what? State highway. Is it clear, children? Next is district roads. District road. District road connects headquarters of district with other important headquarters of districts with other important places in the district. It connects the headquarters of district with other important places within the district. Is it clear? So, this is the map of our district, that is Trivandrum. Why I am giving the example of Trivandrum? Because we live in Trivandrum. That's why I am giving the example of Trivandrum. This is the map of our Trivandrum city. So, here is the headquarters of Trivandrum, which is situating in Palayam. Where is it? Palayam. So, the district road connects the headquarters of district with other important places of that particular districts. Can you see this pink line? These all pink line represents the district roads. Is it clear? Next is village roads. What is it? Village roads. The roads which were built in villages are known as village roads. Is it clear? All the village roads connects with district roads. All the village roads connects with that particular district roads. Is it clear? They are maintained by the Panchayat unions. Who is maintaining the village roads? Panchayat union is maintaining the village roads. Is it clear? So, the village roads are maintained by Panchayat union. It is the responsibility of the Panchayat union to maintain these all village roads. All the village roads are connected with district roads. Is it clear, children? So, we studied about roadways. There are 4 main roadways, which are the national highway, state highway, district road, village road. Now we are moving on to the next land transport method, that is railways. What is it? Railways. Is it clear? Railways are a cheap and comfortable mode of transport. Railways are a cheap and comfortable mode of transport as compared to the other transportation system. Within a small amount of money, we can travel long distances by using the railway. That's why it is known as a cheap and comfortable mode of transport. Is it clear? There are 2 types of trains. They are passenger train and goods train. Which are they? Passenger train and goods train. People traveling through passenger train, and through goods train we are sending goods and mail. Mail means letters. Is it clear? 2 types of trains are there, passenger train and goods train. People traveling in passenger train and in goods train we are sending goods and mails. That's not mentioned in your textbook. For your knowledge, I am telling this. Is it clear? So, the Indian Railway is the largest railway system in Asia. Which is the largest continent in the world? It is Asia. India is a part of Asia. So, Indian Railway is the largest railway system in Asia and one of the largest in the world. So, there is a question. Which is the largest railway system in the world? Which is the largest railway system in the world? It is railway system of America. Railway system of America. In the world, India's ranking is 3rd. India's ranking is 3rd. Is it clear? So, the Indian Railway is the largest railway system in Asia. Is it clear? The first railway line in India was laid in 1853. It was laid in 1853. Sorry, there was a mistake. Indian Railway is the 2nd largest railway system in the world. Okay, 2nd largest, not 3rd, 2nd largest railway system in the world. So, the first railway line in India was laid in 1853. When? 1853. Which connecting Bombay to Thane. Both places are in Maharashtra. Both places are in Maharashtra. So, the first railway line in India was laid in 1853 connecting Bombay to Thane. Both the places are in Maharashtra. And the difference between these 2 places are 34 kilometers. How many kilometers? 34 kilometers. So, the first railway line in India was laid in 1853 connecting Bombay to Thane, which covered a distance of 34 kilometers. Is it clear, children? So, this is our first train which ran from Bombay to Thane in 1853. April 16th. When? April 16th. Here you can see the picture of goods which were loading in a train. Is it clear? So the goods are being loaded in a train. Is it clear, children? Earlier, rails were pulled by steam engine. With the power of steam, our rails were running on that time. Is it clear? So this is a picture of a train which were run by steam engine, with the help of steam engine. Is it clear? And this nowadays we are using diesel engines. Nowadays we are using diesel engines. So this is the picture of diesel engines train. And nowadays we are using electrified trains. Nowadays we are using electrified trains. Electric trains carry passengers for short distances. So this is the picture of a steam engine. This is the train which runs by diesel engine, and this is an electric train. Is it clear, children? Now we are going to learn about metro system. What is it? What is a metro? The railways which run underground as well as over the ground are called the metro. So the railways which run underground as well as over the ground are called the metro. So what is metro? Railways which run underground as well as over the ground are called the metro. For example, Delhi Metro, Bengaluru Metro and Kochi Metro. Delhi Metro, Bengaluru Metro and Kochi Metro. Can you see this picture? This is the picture of our Delhi Metro, Kochi Metro. So this is the picture of Kochi Metro. Can you see this picture? The train is running over the ground. Is it clear? So this is the picture of our Kochi Metro. So what is a metro? Railways which run underground as well as over the ground are called metro. Is it clear? Railways can be divided into the following. Which are they? Broad gauge, meter gauge and narrow gauge. So the railway system is divided into three categories, which are broad gauge railways, meter gauge railways and narrow gauge railways. So three railway systems are, once again I am repeating, broad gauge railways, meter gauge railways and narrow gauge railways. Is it clear, children? Now we are going to study detail about broad gauge. What is a broad gauge railway? Is it clear? If the width of the tracks are, so this is the width. If the width of the tracks are 1.676 meters, we can call that type of railways are broad gauge railways. What are they? If the width of the tracks are 1.676 meters, we can call that type of trains as broad gauge trains. Is it clear? So the tracks, if the width of the tracks are 1.676 meters, we can call that type of rails are broad gauge railways. Most of our long distance trains are examples for broad gauge railways. Most of our long distance trains are examples for broad gauge railways. Is it clear? So the broad gauge tracks are, if the tracks are 1.676 meters wide, we can call that type of railways are broad gauge railways. Most of the long distance trains are examples for what? Examples for broad gauge railways. Is it clear? Next is meter gauge. If the width of the track is 1 meter, if the width of the track is 1 meter, we can call that type of railways are meter gauge railways. What is it? Meter gauge railways. So what is the speciality of meter gauge? The track width will be 1 meter. the track width will be 1 meter. Is it clear? So it connects towns within a state. So meter gauge trains connects towns within a state. Is it clear, children? Next is narrow gauge train. Narrow gauge train. The width of the tracks are 0.77 meters. The width of the tracks are, here the width of the tracks are 0.77 meters. 0.77 meters. Such type of rails are known as narrow gauge railways. Mostly used in hilly areas such as Shimla, Ooty and Darjeeling. We used such type of narrow gauge trains in hilly areas such as Shimla, Ooty and Darjeeling. Is it clear, children? So, hope all of you understood today's portion. So, that's all for today. We will meet again with the continuation of the same chapter in another day. Till then, stay safe and stay healthy. Thank you.